Renda Writer, August 2011. What is up with you and Ellen? What's the story?
What's the story? Well, the story is I'm trying to get on the Ellen DeGeneres show, and I'm trying to get on to perform my poem called Half-Hearted. I have a bunch of poems. I'm basically a career poet or an aspiring professional poet, and I've got like 40-something poems memorized, but Half-Hearted is the poem that I want to do on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It is about the swans in Central Park. Kind of is a metaphor for how a swan's neck, half of a heart, and when two swans swim together, they make a heart. So it kind of talks about that and then some. But I wrote it shortly after 9/11, at a time when I felt like New York needed a poem that embraced the beauty of the city and the romance side of it. And it was a new style of poem for me to write, and so I wrote it. It was a challenge to me, and it was needed for New York, and I think it was needed for America at the time. In 01, I felt like the world needed a romance poem. And the funny thing is that the reason I want to do it now on Ellen, and the reason I have for so long, is because I don't think anything has really changed since 01. I still think the world really needs a romance poem. And now we're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of 9/11, and so it would be a good time for me to get on the show, perform this poem, and just inject a little bit more romance and poetry and appreciation for nature and the nature inside of this metropolis, New York City, which is inside this nation, U.S., and in the world, and here we are. So I would like to perform that soon, but also I guess another reason why I'm trying to get on there, which is a little more black and white and less poetic, is just, when people ask if they really want to know. The rest of the deal is, people say why, and I kind of say why not. I almost feel like I don't even need to explain further when it comes to that. I just say why not, because it's just something I'm doing. It kind of makes me want to say, well, what are you doing? Chances are, if you're asking and you don't quite understand, you're asking with a tone of voice like, why are you trying to get on Ellen? Then maybe you don't have much going on. But I suggest, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing it, I suggest everyone has something to do. And that is what it is. It's something to do. It's something to do, quite literally. It's a goal. It's a dream. It's in the biggest sense, it's a dream. And then it boils down to being a goal. And then the goal boils down to accomplishing smaller goals that will get me to that goal. And the accomplishing of the smaller goals boils down to just staying busy. And staying busy is really just having a to-do list every day. And every day doing the stuff on the to-do list. So if you just maximize your time, you'll reach your goals and you'll reach your dreams. And part of the reason this is my dream is because it's something to do, to keep me occupied, to keep me positive. I go through a lot of stuff in life just like anybody else. And I'm a poet, so maybe it's that much more worse. I don't know if it's an artist thing or whatever, but I'm there. And I've been there, and the way I get out of there is through writing and through establishing little goals for myself. And I like to label myself as a professional poet. And if you are a professional of anything, it means that you make money at doing it. And I do make some money doing poetry, and I do make some money hosting. I'm a semi-professional host of live events, of internet shows, and an artist doing poetry, and an artist in the visual sense. But I'm semi-professional with all that. I don't make a whole lot of money, but I do it, and I earn my credit. But I want more credits to get me more professional, and I think that having the professional credit of being the poet that performed on the Ellen DeGeneres show, the first poet ever to perform on Ellen, that would be a pretty good credit, and that would put me into a level where I really want to be as a professional, as a poet, as me just being me and taking this thing I'm doing and doing it. And then I'll do something else. And what I'll do next is go on tour. So that's the smartest thing to do, because a lot of poets, a lot of musicians, rappers, bands, you could go on tour at the grassroots level and pay for the whole thing yourself and sleep in your car and not make much money. But I want to go on tour when there's a demand for me nationally. I just think that's the smarter way to do it. So if I were to get on Ellen, and when I get on Ellen, after that, people ask me all the time, that's always the follow-up question. Your question was, why do you want to get on Ellen, right? 20 minutes ago? Well, the follow-up is always, what are you going to do after Ellen? And that's the answer. I'm going to go on tour, and I'm going to utilize the fact that I was just on Ellen, that I will have 15 minutes of fame that I can use to really make my career go further and make a little bit of money and get my poetry heard, most importantly, performing at colleges, high schools, coffee shops, art galleries, bars, restaurants. I just want people to hear what I'm saying, and you know, that's what it is, really. That's what I've noticed along the way. Even at the lower levels, here I am doing smaller shows and things that don't pay as much or don't advance me as much, but at the minimum, they always present me with people that appreciate it. People do come up to me and say, I liked your work, I related to this, I understood what you said there, and that's really why I do it. So if I'm on a platform where more people can hear it, then more people can say things like that. And not only does that touch me, but it just kind of validates and lets me know that they feel that way. Because even the ones that don't tell me stuff like that, they feel that way too. So just feel something off what I'm saying. That's the theme of my newest stuff. My newest poem is called From Me to You, because I wrote it for me, but by the time I was done, I realized it's more for you. I write for the listener. So that's what I do, RendaWriter.com.
Hey, Renda, let me talk to you for a minute.
Yep.
Let me talk to you for a minute.
Yep.
You want to get on Eleen Show, right?
Right.
And I want to shoot video.
Right.
So let's make a show about you getting on Eleen Show.
I think we just did.
That was the first episode?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so you heard it right there, live on BYLINX T.V. You feel me? Renda Writer, the reality show. From now until Ellen. Or Buzz.
There's no or.
See? You see? That's why we came together. Because the first time I met Renda, I was thoroughly impressed with the level of commitment the young man had. And I've only seen that commitment grow over the years because I've watched him grow over the past 7 years that I've known Renda. And I want you to understand that his commitment to get on the Eleen Show is really only going to make the world better, because Renda's the type of person that has a certain level of love for mankind. I mean, he kind of more or less bust my art career in Fort Lauderdale. Like when we met, Job with the Lights. Like, you know what I mean? Like that was the start of my live painting career. Like I could paint whatever, you know, but that's where we started, right, Renda?
Yep.
That's what, 6, 7 years later?
Yep.
And
We're
going to try and help Renda go to the Eleen Show. I mean, after all, why not?
Why not? You ask why, I say why not.
Renda, man.
That's the summary.
Want to have some fun?
Yep. Why not?
Meet some pretty girls?
Why not?
Sell some nice art?
Why not?
Tell some beautiful poems?
Why?
On
Why
the Eleen Show?
Why?
Then go on tour?
Why
About
not?
the tour?
Why not?
Hey, that's art, man. Yo, hey. Seriously, we need your support. Like, honestly, we need your support. And I, for one, would appreciate it. I'm sure Renda would appreciate it. I'm sure you'd be able to see the appreciation the world might show. If one more person, like, you know, really fulfills a dream, like, in this kind of day and age, we need a success story.
Yeah.
We need a success story.
That's the newest reason why. That's the
Reality.
evolution of the reasons.
Yeah,
it's to inspire others.
The
thing I say is inspiration is contagious. So it is. If you act inspiring, you'll inspire others. If you inspire others, their catching of your inspiration will re-inspire you. If you feel down, if you feel like you shouldn't be that inspiring, but you realize you're inspiring people, then truth is you are inspiring, and they are inspiring you back. And it's contagious. It's a circle, and if you're pursuing something big, of course there will be haters. There will be those that do not want you to reach it. But the key is to make them inspire you too. Just go. Just do it. Whatever it is, just don't look back. And if you fail, it's really just success along the way. It's just what it is. Failure is part of it. So
but we're not going to fail.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. There's no such thing as final failure. You might fail along the way, meaning like you didn't reach certain obstacles, you didn't cross them correctly, but you will get over them nonetheless, and you will reach the final goal. So
But I mean, honestly, do you really think there's any real type of failure? Because even in your failure, you learn.
Right.
So in that environment of learning, in the environment of growth, there's no failure.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's why I use the term relatively. But yeah, you will. There's no failing. If you keep going, if you stop, that is failure. That is true failure. Stop.
Yeah, you did say relative. So yeah, we're trying to keep it positive. You know,
exactly.
I mean, like this is the first instance of this new show. What are we gonna call it, Renda? What's the name of the show?
I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that.
How Did I Meet Ellen?
That's presumptuous. It's just this, Volume 1.
How the Swans?
It's just this, Volume 1.
It's just this, Volume 1?
It's just this.
It's just this.
It's just this.
It's just this. This is what it is. This is what it is.
This is it. Welcome. What's up? You watching this? It's just this. This is it.
It just is.
It just is. It is what it is. Here it is.
Yo, that is like
it. You're watching it. You wanted it, right? You got it. This is it. It is what it is. It's just this. It's just this. So, shit.
All right. Let's go meet Ellen, man.
Sure.